Hello, and welcome back to Warped, the completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast, where we provide unasked for audio commentaries live to Star Trek The Next Generation episodes. My name is Matt.
I'm Sean.
Erin.
And I'm Minh.
We are
fearsome foursome back again.
The fearsome foursome. I would have gone with Fantastic Four, but sure, why not? We're a little short-staffed this week, but we have arrived. Erin, we've arrived.
Yeah.
It's the last episode of season one.
Oh my gosh.
Finally.
What feelings I'm having.
It's called
right
the
now.
Neutral Zone. Sean will punch the triangle. Sean, go ahead.
I got 45 minutes and 39 seconds on the clock, and I'm punching the triangle in 3, 2, 1, punch.
Punch it. There's nothing neutral zone about my feelings, my emotions right now. I agree with you, Erin. I miss you guys.
Yeah.
It's nice to hang out. It's nice to chit chat. It's been a while.
I always get distracted when I watch this very close up on my computer screen by the chest hair that Riker has like poking up
Poking out of it. Yeah,
I never noticed it before when I was watching it on television, but
now I don't see.
In sort of when you see it in high def, you're just like, look at this little like patch of chest hair he's got sticking up out of there.
It's like reaching for his Adam's apple. Brent Spiner never. Well,
I think they shaved him down because they had to paint. They had to paint his whole like neck area.
He's kind of Twilight looking.
Do you think it smells like cinnamon? Okay, my first guess for what the vampire smells like: coffee.
That's a good guess.
All
right.
So what's the 5-question?
Wait. We were talking about this before we started recording. We have to set it up. What's the question? What do vampires smell like?
No, what do you smell like to Edward?
What do I smell like to a vampire?
Yeah.
I probably smell like tobacco and vodka.
We need to find out if
that's a smell.
If your smell will make Edward mad with desire.
Oh, what are my choices? Is it multiple choice?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a 5-question thing, and I want to know who wants to go first. But
I'll go first. Okay. I'll go first. Go ahead.
All right. You pass a flower shop and stop to smell some of their featured flowers. You are most likely drawn to A, light, airy, and fresh scents. B, sensual and intense scents. C, very feminine and strong scents. What are we on? D, classic, fresh floral scents, nothing too heavy.
I would say...
there's one more.
Wait, one more.
Oh,
lovely floral with subtle hints of herbal. This is an English quiz, by the way. Flower shop spelled SHOPPE.
Oh, shoppy. I would say B.
Okay, sensual and intense scents.
Ooh.
You're gonna smell good to one of those werewolves.
Yeah.
You would describe yourself as A, very shy and sweet, strong-minded and determined, adventurous and curious.
Wait, stop for a second. Before we go into question 2, Sean and Minh, I want you guys to guess what you think I will answer. Let's turn this into a game. So you guys predict what you think I will answer, and then I'll answer. Erin, start question 2.
I know it ain't shy and sweet. Okay.
Go ahead, Erin.
Very shy and sweet, strong-minded and determined, adventurous and curious, happy and mellow, confident yet graceful.
It's a hard one. I'm going to guess the confident yet graceful.
Whatever C was.
Although I did like C.
Adventurous and curious?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I wish I was confident and graceful, man. What a compliment. I think I'm B again. What's B, Erin?
Strong-minded and determined.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit.
You are totally Team Jacob right now. This is crazy. You wake up in the morning and you call the shots on the weather. What? You choose sunny with clouds and a cool breeze, warm and very sunny with no clouds, cool and rainy with fresh, wet air and lots of clouds, partly cloudy with a perfect balance of warm and cool. As long as it's sunny, I'm happy. Well, we know that's not, you're going to sparkle in the sunshine. You got to be in the, sorry, spoiler alert. I'm guiding the witness here.
Don't guide. Don't.
No, I like warm and sunny. Whichever that
With
one
no
is.
clouds? Yeah, you're
Really?
I'm B all the way down
you're not
the line.
vampire material, dude.
Well,
It's not
yes.
working for you.
I think that's been long established.
The typical guy you are attracted to.
How many of these questions are there? Just FYI.
We're 20% done. Just kidding.
Oh, no.
Two more.
The typical guy you are attracted to is
Good one.
A, confident and determined. B, sweet, gentle, and a little shy. C, mysterious and a few words. D, dangerous and thrill-seeking. E, smart, loves a good book and coffee.
There's no F. I think it needs to be hot and dumb.
You think I like them hot and dumb?
I think that's mysterious and
I'm going with E.
smart and loves a good book and coffee. That's a pretty.
That's the right answer. Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say it.
Yeah, that's
All right, we're almost done. Beauty is
hot
A.
and dumb.
That's good.
I mean, I like them hot and dumb if I'm fucking them. I don't want to like.
No,
that wasn't the question, though.
Gotcha.
Well,
go ahead.
Depends. Could be the question. Only skin deep if it's what's inside that really counts. This is what is beauty. Your best.
Start again. What is beauty?
Okay. Beauty is only skin deep. It's what inside that really counts. Your best external trait. Inside, you can be a little stubborn, but you don't apologize for it. C, the overall energy of a person. Their aura must be pure and good. D, God, there's a lot of these. A deep connection with a person or a thing. E, nature and all of the earth's elements. And then there is only beauty. There is only beauty your world. You appreciate everything for what it is in its own way. I don't know.
It was like 8 options. It felt like
this is a badly written quiz.
Yeah. Just pick one.
Nature?
I think B.
Your best
Yeah,
external
Sean's
trait.
right. Sean's right. It's B. No, B is what's inside matters, right? That's B.
No, it's your best external trait. Inside, you can be a little stubborn, but you don't apologize for it.
Oh, no. I wanted the one that says it's inside that matters.
That's A. Only
it's
skin
A.
deep. All right. View my results.
Min thinks that I'm a very superficial.
You got sweet orange oil and patchouli. Intense, sensual, and incredibly sexy. This scent is gorgeous to Edward and to people who love strong, independent-minded spirits. Lucky you. What do you think that every end result for this is like? You smell sexy to Edward.
I'm pretty sure they all end with Edward thinks you're the sexiest person.
This is good. It's like for 16-year-olds in England to just fill out in 2011. Good times.
Sean, give us the credits on this episode.
All right. Let's see here. We're watching season 1, episode 25, the final episode of season 1. The Neutral Zone, original air date May 14th, 1988. While assigned to investigate missing outposts in the Neutral Zone, the Enterprise revives 3 cryogenically frozen people found aboard a wayward, derelict Earth vessel. Erin, what do you think the IMDb rating of this episode is?
7.
Anybody else?
Say 7.2.
7, 8. I feel good.
7-5.
I felt too good.
I won again. 2 in a row.
Wow. You're on a
Solid C minus, or solid C, I guess.
Is this the
We'll
first?
call it
first
Sweet
Romulan?
Oil and Patchouli.
I couldn't remember. Is it the first Romulan episode of
I don't know.
Next Gen?
You tell me. You're the one who watches this stuff.
Yeah, you know.
That was
This
like
is
a
again.
month ago.
They sort of added it when they couldn't do the Borg.
What are those fluids in those jars in the back? Why do they keep them there?
Never a good
They're not
question.
they're not in spray bottles anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember how on the old show they used to have spray bottles just filled with random colored fluids, Kool-Aid.
I suppose
This
it
is
does.
another episode where Mark Alemo is a guest star.
What'd you call him?
Oh, really?
Mark
Is this his
Alemo.
first one?
Yes. No, he was in the one where where he looked like a dog.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That one
Where it
with
was dogs
lizard
versus
people.
lizards.
Dogs versus lizards.
Oh,
Yes.
that one.
Man,
Sure.
That one was sort of sucky.
Aaron, do you recall dogs versus lizards?
Yeah.
vaguely.
She doesn't want to. She's been forced to.
So, yeah, I don't know. It might be the first Romulan episode. Don't really remember.
Which
So this
episode?
is Gates. This is Gates McFadden's last episode in
What?
this season. She won't be seen at all in season 2.
Next season.
But
You're
then-
kidding.
comes
Nope.
back later, doesn't
Hope
she?
she comes back in season 3.
Oh,
We're
okay.
about
What
to enter the Dr. Pulaski era
Era.
of
Yep.
Star Trek: The Next Generation, where Gates McFadden. Aaron, we've told you this before. I'm sure you don't remember it, but we
Go
Gates
on.
McFadden. Gates
Really? Wow.
McFadden. That's first of all, I just listened to an episode where you couldn't remember the names of the characters or the actors. So I just
She
feel
did
like
come
I
up with the actors. She did.
Yes, sir, it is.
When we actually quizzed her on it, she actually did.
So
When
let me
you
just
grilled
be
me.
super clear. That's the woman who plays Dr. Crusher. Her name is Gates McFadden.
Yes.
Here she is. She got sort of Me Too'd behind the scenes on this
Really?
first season of the show.
Oh.
There was a producer who didn't like her, and so she was sort of let go, to the consternation and objection of everyone else on the
Sure.
show.
Sure.
All the actors, Patrick Stewart, everyone loved her.
Yeah, you can
Uh,
tell she's a classy
she's-
lady.
She was let go. So for the entirety of season 2, we are going to see a new Doctor. And nobody liked the new Doctor.
Okay, that's not Whoopi Goldberg's character.
No, that's not what
No.
Patrick Stewart and the cast went to the producers and said, we miss Gates McFadden. We think she's great. Bring her back. And they fired the producer who had sort of been mean to Gates McFadden, and they brought her back. So there's a weird season 2, where she's not on the show. But then from season
Yep.
3 on, she's back. And we'll see her all the way through to the end.
Okay.
It's sort of like our Philippe situation. We need to go and fire his
That's right.
producers so that he
So
can come back.
we need a Diana Muldar to like fill in
Take
Well-
over. Take
Wow.
the space.
while he's out of the show.
How is the new Doctor?
Who's the producer? If that's who do we have to fire to bring Philippe back in that knowledge?
Producers, his actual producers, those who produced him.
No.
Okay.
Subtle, man. Very subtle.
Executive producers. They won't have ever reached this far. And if you have, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. We do have a Patreon that you can go and check out. It's patreon.com/warped trek.
Why are you? I forgot to do Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter, defund the police. All
Fuck
Republicans are assholes.
Yes.
And if you don't like any of that, don't listen to this podcast.
Okay.
I need to remember to do that at the beginning. I would hate for people to get halfway through this and then go,
and then
what?
realize what?
Yeah.
I can't listen to this.
Wow, there are some famous actors in this episode.
I was really enjoying this podcast.
I can't believe I was bonding with these guys.
The political positions.
Yeah, these motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. I can't believe they said that. But aren't all these?
What's this episode about? Anybody? Sean?
They found these guys who are like from, I don't know, a couple hundred years in the past, frozen on a ship. And they were basically dying and had themselves cryogenically frozen to be awoken when the cure that they needed was available. Of course, now with medicine the way it is, they were able to cure all three of them really easily when they unfroze them. But now they're sort of man out of time though, because they're 200 years in the future.
But what are the Romulans up to?
I don't remember.
Isn't this a Romulan episode?
There are Romulans involved. I don't remember the Romulan aspect. I watched this about a month ago, so it's been a while. I don't really remember it that well, I'll be honest with you. As I watch it, I'm remembering, oh yeah, that guy speaks with a really gnarly Southern accent. He's like a country singer.
They look like they were frozen in time in the 1980s.
Yeah. His teeth, I don't know what they're from.
That's the guy that's the country singer. The one
in real
guy,
life,
the older,
he's a country singer?
No, I don't know.
They're very famous actors.
On the episode. Well, yeah, the one guy, the older guy is definitely recognizable. I can't remember. Let's see. Look him up.
Pull it up, Sean.
So they're all charmed by this right now because they're just like, this is just a fun thing that's happened.
Yes, this is a blast from the past sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So the older man is Peter Mark Richmond is his name. He's that guy right there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what he's one of those that guys.
Yeah, I want to say Fantasy Island, but that's not Mr. O'Rourke.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah, I know.
But he's been in everything.
Ricardo Montalban.
I know.
Poor man's Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah. Or even a rich man. I think he's a very good actor. What has he been in?
Just from looking at what he's doing right now on the screen with no sound, you're like, yeah, he seems like he's probably pretty good.
I can tell, you know.
Where the fuck is Jean-Luc? Why is Jean-Luc not in this episode?
They were going to meet him. They needed. Oh, there he is. They had to pick him up. He wasn't on board the ship at the beginning of the episode.
Is this episode?
They're dealing with the.
Sean, you're the only one of all of us who watched it. Is this episode good?
Yes. I don't remember it being good, no. There's some funny sort of fish out of water type jokes that they have with the people frozen, but none of the because it's like 2 episodes. Like, you know, half the episode is the thing with the frozen people, and then half of it is them sort of scheming against the Romulans. There's not a whole lot of action going on. It's mostly just a lot of talking.
But it seems like such a cool concept. Like you've been cryogenically frozen and then you awaken in the future and you're cured. Like that's what those people who are cryogenically frozen, that's what they're hoping for. Like this is their dream right there.
Yeah, but it's also like a classic stock science fiction idea.
Sure.
So you better do something with it if you're going to do it and not just have it be like this just seems all dumb. Like they're just they're just like, oh my god, I can order a martini from the magic machine and a martini magically appears. Like, yeah, we all know it. You're in the future. Like, you can't do this idea of old-timey person in the future if you're not going to do something a little more interesting in it than just like, hey, I can order a 2 olive martini. It's amazing.
Sure. Yeah.
Man, when you first became sort of sexually attracted to people, when you first sort of like hit puberty and you were like into sex, did you have
he was like that when he was a baby?
No, I wasn't actually. Thank you very much.
Did you have I'm just choosing to ignore her like
I know. Thanks,
Did
Erin.
you just have do you remember who your first sort of like celebrity crush was? Like somebody that you saw on TV or in the movies and you were like, that was my first, like, I really want to have sex with that girl.
I don't think so. No, I just it was probably just like a general feeling of like, just femininity or just seeing the certain things would get me excited. I don't remember being like, oh my gosh, it's Brigitte Bardot or it's Bo Derek or whatever.
Or like people who would have been sort of your own age when you were, like teenage girls who were on TV, like Saved by the Bell girls,
like that. Like I was going to say, my answer to that question is Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Kelly Kapowski was the
or the girls from Beverly Hills, like.
Sure. Who was that in? Was it Phoebe Cates in?
Yeah, sure. In Fast Times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then there was also.
Do you remember seeing that when you were that age though, or are you retro?
Yeah, like.
Are you retroing your answer?
Well, I that'd be hard for me to answer, like it's all, I can't.
You remember that was the first movie with nudity I ever saw. Was Fast Times. Yeah.
I'm also thinking of I don't think it's Mannequin that I'm thinking of because it's Jennifer. Maybe it's. Because Mannequin has a blonde female lead, right?
Yeah, it's
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall, yeah, okay, and she's cool.
You're thinking of Jennifer Connelly.
Yes.
Opportunities.
The one where she's writing the career
opportunities.
That's what
she's riding the horse
that you ride around the front of the grocery store, the little like merry-go-round.
Yeah, I don't remember that scene, but I think it definitely is that actress. Yeah. Why did you have a?
Maybe it was in Labyrinth.
No. I remember she was in like was she in like a shopping mall movie or something?
That's Career Opportunities.
Yeah. Okay.
The premise of that
it's like a Target type store.
The premise of that movie is that they get locked in overnight.
Yeah.
In the mall, and she falls in love with the boy who she's locked in with.
Who's the boy? I forget.
It's Frank Whaley, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. From Pulp Fiction and Swimming with Sharks.
Who was your celebrity crush, Matt?
I'm gonna send you a picture now. Sending you a picture right now of Jennifer Connelly.
Yes.
Riding the in-store merry-go-round.
I'm excited. I haven't been this excited in a while.
Look at the Skype chat.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
I
Me
mean,
and
I
Philippe
think
saw
that's
that
good.
movie in the theater.
Did you together?
Yep, together.
How old would you have been? Do you remember? What year was that movie?
15, 16, something like that.
I mean, she had like
What year was it?
It's what, 89, 90, somewhere around there.
Is that what it was? I thought it was later than that.
That's funny. I was going to describe her as like having a badass but mysterious quality, which makes me immediately think of Edward, you know, in Twilight. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to think of myself as
we would have been. It was 91, so we were like 15, 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
We actually bought tickets to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2.
Ooh, the one with Vanilla Ice.
And then jumped theaters to go watch Career Opportunities. Because like Philippe put it, he would either sit here and watch grown men in green rubber suits punch each other, or we could go watch Jennifer Connelly bounce up and down on a pony for 5 minutes. And we said, yep, that's a good decision there, Philippe.
Oh, but you could have just bought a ticket for Career Opportunities. Like,
yes.
It was not rated R. You could have just bought a ticket to that. Like, if you
by then, I could get into R-rated movies at that point in time anyway.
You just changed your minds on the way.
Yes.
Yes.
You chose better.
Correct.
I mean, that seems like the right choice. Yeah.
I thought it was, yes.
Mm-hmm. So what about you, Matt?
My choice.
So, Minh, is that a real answer, Jennifer Connelly?
Yeah.
Or are you retro answering? Like,
no, I
remember seeing Jennifer Connelly in that movie.
Getting tingly.
And just,
I'm horny for that girl.
She's really hot, and she's like, but she's also a little shy and a little quiet, mysterious, you know, but it seems like she would break a few rules and, no, I mean, as a teenager, I wouldn't have known what to do if I met someone like her. I would have been.
No, of course, that's not the question.
Idiot.
That's not the question, though. Nobody would. Nobody would know what to do with Jennifer Connelly. That's not the question.
Now I wouldn't know what to do.
I couldn't do it now if I wanted. The question is, was that somebody that you were like, yeah, is that the first person? That's the question was, is it the first person that you can remember
hard
being
to say? I don't know. That's because like my younger years there's a lot going on in my head, and I think I was just trying to readjust to like totally new environments, and you know, like growing up somewhere, you know, entirely foreign. So I think a lot of it.
I'm talking like 14, 15, like the puberty years, like. It is so hard. It's like pulling teeth trying to get away.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, that's as good as I can give you.
That's all you've got.
Minh has asked, what's your answer, Matt?
Yeah.
I mean, I have the real answer. Actually, I have a series of answers. Because I can remember being like 10 and thinking that Ricky Schroeder on Silver Spoons was like the coolest kid in the world.
Wow.
And in retrospect, I look at that and I'm like, oh, it's not that I was turned on by 10-year-olds, but it was like, oh, that's a little bit like, oh, you're gonna grow up to be gay, right? And then like a few years later, it was Mackenzie Aston on The Facts of Life when he was about 15. I was about 15 as well. And just thinking like, boy, that boy is really cute. Like, I don't know if I want to be him or if I want to kiss him. You know what I mean? And then it's like you get a little bit older, and then and there was a Madonna phase in there, but that doesn't really count because
Everyone has that.
Every gay goes through the Madonna phase. So as a young kid, I can sort of look at those like sort of crushes that I had on boys and be like, oh, that was probably a little bit like pre-sexual, but a little bit gay, like having crushes on boys on TV. Why are you laughing? Who's laughing?
I think it's it's sweet is what it is. That's why
it is sweet. And the reason I even am a little like defensive about this is because gay men get hit so often with the like, you're attracted to young boys and you want to like convert gay boys. And it wasn't like that because I was a young boy too.
No, that's different.
Yeah, I wasn't laughing like in ridicule or in mocking. It was, sweet.
But
well,
yeah,
Erin?
I say Mackenzie Aston in The Facts of Life. That was the first time where I was like, because he was like 15, 16, and I was 15, 16.
Which one
and I
was
was
he?
like, he was in the late years. First of all, you have to remember that The Facts of Life was on TV for 150 years.
I forgot about that.
So long.
Well, there are
the premise of The Facts of Life started with them being in high school, right? By the end of the show, they were all like in their mid 40s, and they were doing business together.
Well, it's The Facts of Life, y'all.
Yeah.
And they, in the last season, or maybe the last 2 seasons of that show, so we're talking like 89.
The Clooney years.
The Clooney years. George Clooney was on that show. They realized that the women had sort of aged out of being the cute girls that they had been when they started. And they were like, well, this is a show that appeals to children. So we need to get, which that was true. They were like, we need to get a young person on this show so that kids will keep watching. So they brought in Mackenzie Aston, who was like 13 or 14, somewhere around there, as a sort of, I think he was an orphan. And they sort of adopted him, and he started working in the shop that they all owned together. It was this is something that would only happen on a sitcom, right?
It was not a shop together.
So anyway, he was on the last couple of seasons of that show, and that was
I need to see a picture, researcher.
That was my first. That was sort of my first celebrity crush. Erin, what was yours?
Oh man, well, like pre-puberty.
Yeah, or
well, I'm saying like
around that sort of 13.
I wanted to marry, no joke, Pee Wee Herman. He was my one and only.
What had you seen it like? Pee Wee Herman, or was this like
Pee-wee's
more
Big
serious?
Adventure, Pee Wee's Playhouse, Big Top Pee Wee.
Okay. Wow. Well, you did end up marrying Philippe, so it's a different flavor.
Definitely had a huge crush when I was like 8, 9.
I love that you can admit that, and you can be like,
go a little older. Go up.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, that's the first thing I thought of because I was like, oh my God, I was so into, but that's like pre-puberty. And you're thinking like 14, 15, then I would have to say.
When you first start having sort of like tingly feelings.
Probably Leonardo DiCaprio then.
Yeah, okay. You're a little younger than us.
Yeah.
So.
Because I was like square into
like Romeo and Juliet,
like
Titanic, like that sort of era. Mm-hmm. I just posted a picture on the chat if you want to look at
Mackenzie Aston.
You sort of like a fresh-faced blonde, and sort of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I liked boys who looked like me. I was a fresh-faced blonde back then too. You should see pictures of me when I was 14. I was freaking adorable. I should have been on television.
Well, you have the dreamiest eyes, so
to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to think about it some more. I'm not sure I was as driven as you guys were for these crushes. So.
Really? Because I don't think that's a weird thing for.
No, it's not a weird thing. I just don't know if I was like quite as motivated.
I mean, my sister had pictures of guys all over her.
Yeah.
You know, Duran Duran and George Michael and you know, all these gay men, rock stars.
Yeah.
That she wanted to marry.
Were all gay.
What about you, Sean?
Half the members. He said his was Tiffany
Amber Thiessen.
What?
Well, more really Kelly Kapowski. I mean, let's face it, that was who I really wanted to bang. I didn't know Tiffany Amber Thiessen for nothing. Kelly Kapowski was a girl I could get to.
I've completely lost track of what's happening because I've been too busy Googling pictures of young Mackenzie ass, which I'm sure the authorities won't have a problem with at all.
No.
There's a context.
Mm-hmm.
There is a context.
It's all about context.
Yeah.
We have it on recorded, you know.
I liked a lot of the old Hollywood guys, even though they were, you know, from when they were in their prime. I watched a lot of classic movies, so I liked like Gregory Peck and like James Dean and all that stuff too.
Gregory Peck?
Yeah.
Gregory Peck is like your dad.
I know. He's so like cute.
He's the definitive like your dad. He's fucking Atticus Finch. Like, he's the definition of dad.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy though.
That's
why I've never been to his grave.
Fuck your dad is what you're saying? You were into daddy types? Are you into daddy types still?
He's shaming her. Why does it feel like you're shaming her?
I think I like.
I'm not shaming. I'm just asking questions.
I think I was attracted to older actors than like my age. Yes.
Well, that's why professors get it, right? There are some professors who are just, but
those are people who fuck their professors.
Like Cary Grant. I like those debonair guys.
Yeah, I mean, suave. There's something to be said for suave, for sure. But I don't know that, like, when I was young, I wasn't interested in people older than me. You know what I mean? Like, when I was 15, I wasn't going, boy, I'd really like to date Cary Grant. You know?
Sure, but
now I would love to date Cary Grant. But I think when you're,
I thought they were dreamy.
Yeah. So you were like, it didn't bother you that they were not the same
because you could just picture I'm Katharine Hepburn and, you know, sparks fly.
Erin, if you look at the chat, I'm posting a lot of pictures of young Leonardo.
Yeah.
He also looks like someone
in terms of, and of course my mouse. Okay. It's like my mouse isn't. Yeah, I had calendars with that shit.
I mean, he was
beautiful,
and
he was a good actor.
And
he had 20. A lot of.
He was the prettiest elf on the planet Earth. Like he was
in a lot of stuff that I. Yeah,
he was the definition of Lisa Simpson's. What is it? Non-Threatening Boys, Sean? Is that the magazine she reads?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
There was just something about him that was just like, you're incredibly beautiful.
Yeah.
And you don't seem at all like you would be problematic. So let's just be in love together.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm with
Jordan Catalano.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. I was waiting for somebody to say that. I was like, is somebody going to talk about Jordan Catalano?
I was like that age too when that came out.
Have to do it.
That show was for me. That show was made.
I don't know who that is.
No.
Jared Leto.
I don't know that reference.
Send some photos.
That was Jared Leto's character on My So-Called Life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I watched
didn't watch that, so.
religiously. I was a freshman in high school when that came out.
So you're into Jared Leto.
Is he the epitome of non-threatening boy?
No, he was threatening in his own
He's a
way.
little bit.
He was
He's actually
problematic.
a little bit of a so he actually was a tiny bit threatening
Yeah.
because he was kind of a.
Why did he have a goose around his neck?
Swan.
The 90s.
Yeah. He was predicting Bjork.
Yeah, I thought, or when are you going to get Jordan Catalano up in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got to ask you,
My So-Called Life aired in 1994. So embarrassingly, I was already in college, but I was still.
That's a good.
I was still strongly
fun to watch in college.
I was still strongly identifying with 15-year-old Claire Danes.
Well, come on. It's so good.
Well, this is. I said I'd mentioned that I've been watching Boy Meets World with my kids, and I thought I watched that show when I was in high school. And I have since learned that I watched that show when I was in college. Like I had the years way off. I thought it was like I thought it was commensurate with Saved by the Bell. It came after Saved by the Bell. I thought they were on at the same time. I had my timing completely off on that. But yeah, it didn't start till I was in college.
That one.
Yeah, I'm impressed when people are like, "Oh yeah, that was the year that I did this, and I was 6, and I fell off the treehouse," and I'm like, "Wow, that is sort of like a steel trap of a memory you guys have."
I have no memory for anything except boys I had crushes on.
Is that Jordan?
From 1989 to 2010.
Then you got to put our pads in there.
Did you just send a picture of the Jordan fellow?
Yeah, that's Jared Leto. That's Jordan Catalano during my So-Called Life years. He was a dreamboat, and she loved him,
but he had a troubled past.
They had a troubled relationship.
Wait, is that actually Jared Leto?
Yeah. That was his first big film.
They've been saying that from the beginning.
But it doesn't look
Did you
like
think they
Jared
were joking?
Leto.
It looks exactly like
really?
Jared Leto.
Yeah, it looked. I was like, that's what Jared Leto looks like.
I mean, that is the definitive.
Unless the only time you've ever seen Jared Leto is when he was that really skinny guy.
I've ran into Jared Leto twice now while rock climbing. Apparently, he's a big rock climber. Well, not a big, but he does climb, and he likes to hang out at this one climbing spot. And he does. Oh, okay, that looks like Jared Leto.
Well, it's
the other one.
Few years.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these pictures are 25 years old, so
he's gotten
his
old.
look has certainly changed a little bit.
But that last one looks like Jared Leto. The first two, I don't quite see it.
The second one, I can see your point. The first one, though, I think looks just like him.
Maybe you need a palate cleanser, like Tom Cruise working out without a shirt.
No, he doesn't like that.
Yeah,
I know.
Do you put Jared Leto on the table or in the box?
That's a hard one. Even if you put Jared Leto in the box, he's going to come out and get on that table, So there's no stopping Jared Leto.
I think you put young Jared Leto on the table and you put recent Jared Leto in the box. Is that fair? It's probably not very fair.
Okay. Post playing the Joker. Put him in the box.
Yeah. Jared Leto is a problematic figure. So I really just try to remember him as he was on My So-Called Life. And I try not to think about him at all other than that. Because he's such a unpleasant human being in every other way.
Is he? Is that? I don't know. Is that actually?
Oh, you guys don't know about Jordan Catalano? About Jared Leto is not. I can't even remember which one it's with. Jared Leto is like.
This is when we found out that Minh is Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Oh, the episode ended. All right. Good timing.
Oh, it did? What happened?
Yep. I don't
You
know.
started ranting about
Basically,
Jared Leto and
the big thing was the Romulans basically have announced that they're back. That they're gonna start seeing Romulans more often now. The frozen people just went back to Earth.
Oh, okay. Well, that's sort of anticlimactic, but it's the end of season 1.
Yes.
Of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
So what do you think, Erin? What's your opinion been of Star Trek: The Next Generation? Any favorite character?
I like Dr. Crusher.
Well, it's unfortunate she's not going to be in next season.
I know, but I'm excited about Whoopi Goldberg.
Let's rank the characters as we've finished the first season. Erin, Dr. Crusher. You like Dr. Crusher.
I like...
What about Counselor Troy? How do you feel about Counselor Troy?
I'm neutral. I like her a little bit.
What about Mr. Worf?
I like him. He's in my top.
He's up there.
And I'm willing to keep the door open for Data, but it hasn't happened for me, really, truly.
I think he'll grow on you.
Yeah, he'll grow on me. I feel like I know him.
Episode yet.
Yeah, I don't know him yet.
He'll grow on you a lot.
Of course, I like Picard. Oh, I like
What do you think about Riker? Mr. Riker, Captain Commander.
Yeah,
Riker.
he's fun to look at. He's like my David Hasselhoff.
He is the David. You're absolutely right. That's an excellent call. That's an excellent call.
Yeah.
He is absolutely.
He's got a long inseam.
Get prepared for his beard, because the beard's a coming.
Oh man, he is the real glow up in season 2, because when he grows that beard, suddenly it's like, yeah, baby, it's on with Riker.
All right, cool.
Well,
that's a good cast of characters. I like looking at them and reading their subtitles. It's working out.
I think you're going to continue to like this show. It gets better and better. And
so far the plots have been hodgepodgey, but that's kind of like what I'm used to with Star Trek. So.
The writing gets better.
Yeah.
They understand the characters better, so they put the characters in more interesting conflicts and stuff.
Sure. I'm looking forward to more of the holodeck.
Hey, Minh's back.
Oh, Minh's back.
Yay.
Sorry, dropped out there.
Our theory was that you are Jared Leto.
What?
And you were wildly offended.
As you cut out right in the middle of us talking shit about Jared Leto.
I was going to talk shit about Jared Leto. No, he's all right.
Right when we were in the middle of that, it stopped recording. And we were like, uh-oh, Jared Leto got to us.
Yeah, that just means Jared Leto is his name.
The Leto people have gotten us.
We got Leto'd.
Well, I have corrections, but I don't have anybody here to play the jingle. And
Jacob
I
will
think that
he'll play it.
Yeah, he'll play it.
I think that we're probably, well, the episode's over. So I was thinking we could wrap it up and save the corrections for next week.
We can do that.
Unless you guys want to keep going, but I felt like we were sort of like, feels like we've come to a sort of natural end. It's the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's the end of the season. That's very exciting, guys. We did it.
Yeah,
we did it. Another season in the bank. So what do we watch next week, Matt?
Next week we will be watching Cruel Intentions. Right? It'll be our end of season. It'll be our end of season movie watch.
Oh,
so
wow.
We'll be watching Cruel Intentions for the next 2 episodes. And then in 3 weeks, we will begin Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 1, The Child, where we will meet new Doctor Catherine Pulaski and Whoopi Goldberg as Guinan.
As what?
Her character's name on the show is Guinan. Guinan. Guinan.
I'm never going to get that right. I'm going to have to work on it, though, because I'm introducing that episode.
Are you ready? You going to be ready?
You have a couple of weeks to prep.
Yeah, big shoes. I think for Cruel Intentions, we should all wear our sexiest black fuck me dress while watching.
I have to
Anyway,
borrow my
thanks for
wife's.
listening, everybody.
Do what you got to do, Sean.
Please go to. I would pay a lot of money to see Sean in a
Sean, there you go. I mean, it's make that money.
Yeah, make that money, Sean.
Yeah, make that money, Sean. Make that money. You know what you gotta do.
$600 a week.
You know what you got.
You know what you gotta do to make that money.
Matt's in a giving mood right now.
How many of them paid you 50 cents? All of them, baby.
Until next week, thank you all for listening. Please go to iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts to rate, review, and subscribe. We are available on all the standard podcasting apps. You can go to Instagram at Warped the Podcast, and you can follow us on Twitter at Warped Trek. You can follow me at Host Warped. You can follow Minh to learn about Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu podcast at Wet Maynard. You can go to patreon.com/warped, become a subscriber for bonus episodes and additional content. Go to instagram.com/lunarflare for merch, including our Down to Ponfar t-shirt and our Gorn 2020 t-shirt. That's it. Right? Did I forget anything?
That's
you guys?
it. No, I think you got it all.
That was thorough.
Thank you all very much for listening. We'll see you next week for Cruel Intentions Part 1.
Yeah, baby.
The long-awaited.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Until next week, my name is Matt.
I'm Sean.
Sorry, I'm never going to get this right. I was spaced out for a certain amount of time during that, and it just doesn't. The timing is off.
Your training is like solid on it, though.